Good morning, this is Wayne Bilal with another smart profit maximizing moment. I'm starting to have different conversations than I had 2 weeks ago. We were having conversations about, PPP was it, getting a loan. People are starting to realize that, that's not an end all. It's like, wow, I've been closed for a month already. I got another, God knows how long they're going to let me open. I have a bar owner yesterday. This goes to show how stupid some of these rules are. It's hard for me to understand why a restaurant, which serves alcohol, can open if they keep 25% occupancy, which let's not even talk about that. Most restaurants can't survive on 25% occupancy. While a bar, which also serves food, can't. But that is the problem we're seeing with this, choice by the government choosing who's a winner and who's a loser. There's lack of common sense. I've gone, lately tried to stop, so we're ordering food online, but I've gone into Albertsons and Walmart, Sam's, Target, Home Depot, totally full. I can buy anything I want at Target or Walmart, shoes, clothes, but if I have a small boutique that sells clothes or shoes, I can't stay open. I'm going to have less foot traffic in a month than any of the other stores I mentioned will have in a day. This whole thing is not fair. It's picking winners and losers. But that's not the point of this. The point of this is, if you're one of the losers, trying to figure out how to stay alive. How do I say? I don't like this particular one I'm talking about. There's significant, the COVID-19 CARES Act, the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, gives you some payroll tax and self-employment tax relief. Well, it really doesn't. It just allows you to delay payment, which, if you're one of the losers, in other words, that the government has decided you need to be shut, then I got Tessie here. I made a mistake, put my hand in my pocket, and she thought I was bringing out a treat. What, girl? Anyways, if you're one of the losers that government has decided you need to be shut instead of one of the winners, like the big box stores or restaurants instead of bars, you got to stay alive. So you might want to take advantage of this. I don't like it because if you can afford to pay the payroll tax or the SC tax, I think you ought to, rather than fall into a hole. Many businesses struggle to pay them anyways. But I'm having a conversation with people who are struggling to figure out how they're even going to stay alive, how they're even going to keep their business afloat and get through this. So maybe this works for you, okay? If you have employees, including yourself, then you can postpone payment of the employer's share of payroll taxes incurred from the date of the enactment of the CARES Act, March 27th, through December 31st, 2020. Sounds great, but like I said, the employer's portion, which is probably 40% of the total. Well, it's something, okay? So if you can't afford to pay it, put it off. You have to pay 50% by the end of 2020. So, it's not great. And the other, no later, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. The 50% of your 2020 is postponed, has to be paid by December 31st, 2021, and the remaining 50% by December 31st, 2022. It's something. So, if you got a large payroll or even a small payroll and you're struggling, it's worth keeping it open. This also applies to self-employment tax, a little bit different rules. So self-employment tax is if you have a Schedule C or if you have a partnership. And like I said, I'm not a fan of this because if you can afford to pay it, pay it. But if you're really struggling for cash flow, then this is something that you could work on. If you owe self-employment tax, which remember, you got a Schedule C or a partnership, it's 15.3% of what you owe. All right, that's pretty nasty. You have a $100,000 profit on a Schedule C, that's $15,300. 50% of it needs to be paid. You can delay 50% of it and pay it when you file your 2021 tax return, which would be next year. All right, and 25% no later than December 31st, 2021, and 25% no later than December 31st, 2022. This is some help if you're struggling to get by. Take advantage of it. Talk to your CPA, have them help you out. Like I said, unfortunately, we're living through a time of craziness and lack of common sense. I still can't fathom why, if I have a small boutique or I have a small shoe store or something like that, some retail place, I'm shut while Walmart, Target, Sam's are open and they can sell everything. And like I said, the one that's going into effect this Friday that lets restaurants open with 25%. First of all, I would not be surprised if a good number of restaurants don't open. It's hard to make a profit or even break even at 25% occupancy. But if I have a restaurant that serves alcohol and they can open, but I have a bar that serves food and they can't, where's the common sense? I understand what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep everybody healthy, but I'm looking at El Paso and I'm doing simple math, all right? 840 people got the disease, 14 people died. That's sad. Any way you look at it, it's sad. But we have a population of 840,000 people. Is it really worth knocking out the whole economy for that in El Paso? By itself, I'm just looking at El Paso. Now, if I'm in New York, different animal, but in El Paso and Texas, originally we were told we were shutting down to flatten the curve, which doesn't mean people weren't going to get it. We were just trying not to get them to get it all at one time. That we weren't told we were going to kill the economy and end up with 26 million people unemployed, and it's going to grow. When this ends, who knows? So that's what I'm saying. It's sad, but I'm here helping my clients, and I'm going to change the focus of this pretty shortly of these things, from telling you the money you can borrow like I did last week, or the EIDL loan like yesterday, the tax benefits I'm going to tell you in the next couple days. I'm going to switch probably Friday or Monday, the very latest, to all right, here's reality. Here's what we need to do as business owners to pick ourselves up and get out of this. And we've done it before. I mean, not to this degree, but I'm a strong believer. I've worked with business owners for 40 years. I'm a strong believer we're the ones that are going to have to help the country get out of this. And I promise I'm going to be working on it. And we're going to put our coaching program together, and I'm going to cut the cost dramatically so I can help business owners get into it. So, hey, until next time, this is Wayne Blau saying, let's make this our most profitable year ever. Thank you very much.